Oh my god. I've been living on hospital food for 10 days. Oof. So, did I get to pick to leave when I leave? More or less, yes. About day 3 or 4 was when me and Dr. Y got into a very loud verbal conflict because he's dumb and I was correct, and he apologized 2 or 3 times. When you like aren't allowed to have your phone, they wouldn't even let me have my markers that I brought to color with. They wouldn't let me have anything. And I heard them talking about me, and I was like, wait, what about me? What? Because I was like, I heard my name. What are y'all saying? And then the nurse was like, oh, we were just saying you're the diabetic. So, and I was like, oh, well, I'm on metformin. I managed. And she was like, diabetics can't have ice cream. And I look at her, and I'm like, yes, the fuck I can. What? And she was like, she goes, no, you can't. And I was like, yes, I can. But I was working with a new doctor when I was down there. His name, I'll call him Dr. Y. I did not like his style. He was not nearly as educated. He was not nearly as good. We were like, I was trying to talk, and he kept talking over me and talking louder than me. And just like, well, and then I was like, I'm not ready to go home. And he goes, well, I'm discharging you. And he stormed out of my room. So y'all, I whipped my ass out of bed so fast. And when I say I screamed, I was like, doctor! And his name, he stopped because we were not done speaking. And I was pissed at how he was treating me. And I told him, I think the chest pain's from the Wellbutrin. Like, I need to talk to you about this. Like, I'm not in a place to go back home. Like,
hi, are real officers here now?
No, doctor.
How oh my God, I'm not doing well at all, doctor. These people are trying to hurt me. I was trying to seek refuge here, love. I'm having a mental health crisis.
Okay.
Yeah, I need help immediately. Okay. All the evidence they just tried to destroy.
Okay. She's medically cleared. I'll get her ready. Thank you, doc. Okay.
When she first came in, we were all sick of her. She was just like motor mouthing. She could not stop like trauma dumping her stories. So we literally like kind of formed a little trio bond and like would just sit in the seclusion room and like swap trauma stories for hours. 2 days ago, I had a confrontation with this guy and I was so mad. So I was telling them and all my friends, I was like, if he does this shit again tomorrow, because by the time I was ready to fucking fight, he stopped. But I was like, if he does this shit again tomorrow, I'm saying something. And I sat there for a little bit and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give him a minute. I'm gonna give him a chance to shut the fuck up. And that's when I went, all right, this. I got up and I went out in the hallway. I turned to him and I unleashed. I've never, like, the closest thing I've ever gotten to yelling, because I don't want to get like, are you serious, you monster? Shut the up and close the door. I'm not speaking to you any further. You are the one who escalated this. You are the one that has created a situation that never existed. You and the horse you rode in on, you absolute monster. And so I went off. No, I think it's messy. That's for sure. But I get messy. I relate to messy. So.
Yo, chow, this big. I'm uptown right now. I'm on my way to the West Bank to put a twist on this thing, you heard? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now I don't mean to sound rude, baby, you hurt or nothing. I want an independent woman if she working with something. I want a slim fine woman with some twerk with her. See, you got a lot, but I can work with her. Want a big fine woman with some pop, with some twerk, with some pop, with some twerk, pop, twerk, twerk, bounce your booty up and down, 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 around and stick your booty out. out. Turn around, stick your booty out. Turn around, stick your booty out. Bounce your booty up and down, 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 up and down. Bounce your booty up and down, 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 up and down. Bounce your booty up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Bounce your booty up and down, 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 up and down. Touch your toe, bounce your booty, bounce your booty, bounce your booty, up and down. Touch your toe, bounce your booty, bounce your booty, bounce your booty, up and down. Touch your toe, up and down, touch your toe, up and down. Bounce your booty up and down, touch your toe, bounce your booty up and down. Touch your toe, bounce your booty, touch your toe, bounce your booty up and down. Your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, around, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, around, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, around, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, your booty out, around, your booty out. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her, work with her, work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her. Now work with her, 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 now work with her. You ain't got a lot, but I can work with her. Now work with her, 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 now work with her. Walk with it, now work, 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 walk with it, now work. Your booty out, now work, walk with it, 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 now work, walk with it.
Hello, guys. Welcome to anyone watching in real time. I appreciate you. To anyone watching during playbacks, thank you so much. To all my channel members and patrons, thank you. And to my mods who are always here holding me down, I appreciate y'all so much. Now, Rosie. I am looking forward to going through her catalog a bit. And every time I take a look back or I get suggested to take a look back, I never regret it. The fact that she still has this content on her channel is a bit surprising, but I appreciate it. This stream here was actually suggested to me by K Buns. And also, and just so you guys know, I do have a few channels listed in the description of people who do follow and cover Rosie, who have a bit more knowledge. I'll update that list as time goes on, but I've been really enjoying like catching up on people and even being educated because Rosie's lore is long. So please take a look at those creators below and check their channels out. Now, before I get into it, because I know some people may ask, wait, is my internet acting up? Am I frozen to you guys? Because it's also raining over here, so sorry if that's happening. Spectrum is spectruming. But okay, so I did use the Alyssa Edwards palette, the Anastasia one. So this is what I have on my eyes today. I did like a pink and purple look. So I did use DDG and Beyond. So let me show you. This purple here, because I never use this, but this and here. And I just pretty much just married them and made this kind of color. And I have a few more palettes coming in because I did get a suggestion or a reminder really that Juvia's Place had a sale going on recently. So shout out to you who tagged me and let me know. And there's a couple of other palettes that I'll be trying out soon. But that's what today's look is. And before we get into Rosie, for anyone who may have missed it, really late last night, Amber Lynn did post this community tab and pretty much said she's coming back today. I don't know what she means by that. It could be a video, it could be a live stream, but I just want to be clear too. If it is a video or a live stream, if it happens while I'm live, I'm still focused on Rosie. Whatever mediocre shit that she's going to upload or go live to talk about, we could cover it another day. But yeah, apparently Amber Lynn's going to pop up today. I don't know what mode she's going to be on. I don't know if it's going to be smug. I don't know what it's going to be, but we here and we'll figure it out together. We will. Let me get to some of the support and then also get to the poll that was suggested. Thank you, Happy Turtle. Thank you for the super chat and thank you for the poll suggestion. Let's say the internet disappears and disability is not an option. Which one of the train wrecks you covered would have any success in a traditional job? Love to Rio. Thank you, Boo. Thank you. So I'm going to close out the poll. And I know this is difficult. Trust me, because even I was staring at it like, actually, this is pretty hard. This is definitely hard. I think, actually, let me close out the poll and then I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I think. Keep in mind, I think they'd all be fired, but who would have the best chance at holding a traditional job long term? Disability is not an option. 56% said Rosie. Amberlyn, 26% said Amberlyn, and 18% said Chantel. I kept going back and forth. And the truth is, I think it would be Rosie as well, even though she clearly just lost a stay at home position due to attendance. Chantel would get fired probably within 24 hours. Amberlyn would quit within the first week because it's Amberlyn. Amberlyn would find a different way to make just as much money, even if she has to become a full-time feedie. And I know Rosie has been an actual feedie as well, but out of those three options, yeah, it would be Rosie, which sounds crazy to say out loud. Don't get me wrong. I know what I'm saying out loud sounds ridiculous, but it was the only option for me. It was the only option. Nimare, thank you so much for 29 months, boo. Why does everything Rosie say sounds like the one kid in high school who tries to one up every drama? That. Love you, Charlie. I appreciate you. Wait until we get into the stream here. Wait until we get into the stream here. And to be clear, and thank you again, Boo. And if your sis is still watching, tell her I said hello. Hopefully she's still enjoying the content. And again, thank you for 29 months. When I kept listening to the stream, it didn't take me long. When K Bun suggested it to me, I literally only had to listen for about 10 minutes. And even that was a bit difficult for me to know I was going to edit this down and I was going to discuss it. Rosie overshares a lot, and Rosie needs to learn how to use drafts. And not, even though she overshares, it doesn't mean she needs to come online and talk about other people, especially patients from a psych ward that she was just released from. I couldn't imagine coming home from a week or more stay at a psych ward and the thought of going online and live streaming on YouTube even being a thought. Even being considered, I couldn't think of, no. One thing, well, there's a few things, but one of the things that will always be consistent within the girls is how much they desire online attention. Because I just imagine it would be exhausting. I would imagine there's certain things they would want to get caught up on, maybe. But Rosie came home from the psych ward and said, you know what? I'm going to put on this floss, get in this pool, and eat this food and talk about all these patients and talk about how disrespectful she was to the doctors, to the staff, and even other patients, which is crazy. Like, sometimes I watch these girls and I think to myself, do you not hear yourself? You think this is a flex that you yelled and cursed at a doctor? You think it's a flex that you're pretty much trying to call your doctor dumb and you know it all? A 500-pound patient sat on YouTube and pretty much tried to say they know more than the doctor. Okay. All right. No problem. Sounds like you problem. Thank you so much for the super chat. Remember to like the stream. 1 like equals 1 less psych ward snack for Rosie. The fact that she called that bag of popcorn a psych ward snack, she wears that shit like a badge of honor, which is why you'll see she still had the bracelet on. I think that plays a part in why she was so excited to come online. She wanted to show people, listen, I just came back from the psych ward. I know I mentioned all these things that I've been diagnosing myself with. Look at my bracelet. Weirdo. And to be clear, before we get into it, this stream that I'm going over is from August of 2023. So it is a retro react. I don't want you to think she was currently in a psych ward. I believe she's been in a psych ward 2 or 3 times. She mentions it during the stream, so we'll see. I just don't want to mix up the amount of times. And she sounds pretty giddy about that as well. Miss Kizzy, thank you so much for 45 months. Thank you. Girl, hubby bought me the Dinesh. Shout out to hubby. I know that's right. Listen, tag me on social media. If you're in the Discord, tag me in there. I want to know exactly what colors you're going with first. You are going to love every single shade. Danessa 8 down. I'm so happy for you. Please enjoy that palette. And tell hubby I said, you did that. You did that. Busted Can of Biscuits, thank you so much for 3 months. The makeup looks incredible. Thank you, boo. Thank you. I took my time today, and it started to rain. You know, I know it sounds weird, but sometimes, you know how rain sometimes puts you to sleep? It's actually also the best weather to kind of do your makeup in. It's like the background noise. Don't ask me why. It just makes me focus more. It probably sounds weird saying out loud, but still. Cap, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Live streams and water. I see you. Squeaky loves hygiene. Not Squeaky loves hygiene. What was the other name that I like? That I didn't even realize y'all was dragging her. I thought it was a typo when y'all call her Rosie. Rosie. Squeaky loves hygiene. I know that nickname won't find her anytime soon. But thank you, Cap. Cat Mom, thank you for the super chat. Silent viewer here to say thank you to Charlie and the Gold Cluster for getting me through my first year at postpartum. Much love. Boo, thank you so much for being here. And the fact that you got anything out of this, thank you for tuning in. Y'all, can y'all send Cat Mom some love in the chat? I'm so happy to hear that you're doing better, Boo. I may not know what it is to go through that, but I have heard enough, and I'm happy you are here. All right, I'm going to go over this and then get started into Rosie, and then I'll get to more of the support. Yes, thank you so much for 4 months. Your makeup always looks beautiful. Thank you, boo. Thank you. I'll be trying, child. I'll be trying. You guys be inspiring me too, especially when you tag me on all the makeup that's on sale. These Halloween sales have me in a choke hold, and I can't really complain because it's a sale. So I have to clearly I have to purchase. I don't have to, but I choose to. But I appreciate you. All right, guys, I'm going to get into Rosie. We have a lot to discuss, a lot to get through. And thank you guys for sending all the love to Cat Mom. Cat Mom, I hope you see it. Shout out to you, boo. We're going to get into Rosie, and then just buckle in. Y'all about to get real frustrated. The recap I just gave you doesn't really do it justice. If you watch the edits from before that I posted this morning, you obviously have a good idea, but if you haven't seen anything, just be prepared to be very, very annoyed. Let's get into it.
Guys, so I'm gonna eat some fruit real quick while we wait for people to come in, and if people have any questions they can ask them, but I haven't had fresh fruit in 10 days or more, maybe like 2 weeks, at least 10 days, so I'm dying for this fruit, to be honest with you.
So Rosie ends up making out with this apple for about 15 minutes, and she tries to sell this thing that she's been craving so much fruit. And I don't know if she mentioned vegetables, but that's the vibe she was going for. Guys, I'm finally home and they didn't feed me fruit. They didn't feed me all these great things. I want you all to look at the screen if you can. Does it look like this person here seeks out fruits or vegetables in any way? Rosie will find a reason to complain if it's the last thing she fucking does. It's just like, girl, this is so performative. And then you'll see later on something that happens while she's eating one of her meals and you're going to die. Like, bitch, you wasn't craving no fucking apple. Shut up. Please shut up.
Oh my God. I've been living on hospital food for 10 days.
So she's been in a calorie deficit for about 10 days.
Oof. So, I'm just, give me a minute with this apple. Oh, oh my God. I had to process crackers and cookies for snacks and Rice Krispie treats and Uncrustables You never had fresh fruit.
Rosie was looking for fresh fruit. Please be fucking for real. When I tell y'all she goes on, keep in mind, I trim this down. I edit this down. She just kept going on and on about this damn apple. Don't get me wrong, apples taste amazing. But it ain't all this. Cut it the fuck out. Please cut it the fuck out.
There was never fresh fruit with the meals. It was hospital food. It was, for hospital, it wasn't that bad. No, okay, listen. I'm weird. And actually, I talked to, okay, fun fact. By the end, I had a little posse of people. And we were all in the seclusion room, which I'm jumping ahead.
I would like to remind everyone, just in case I didn't make it clear earlier in the stream, she's talking about a psych ward. Not a sorority like vacation, not a summer camp. We're talking about a psych ward. And the seclusion room is a room meant for, from my understanding, it helps to calm certain patients when they're behaving a certain way. And anyone in chat can feel free to correct me, but it's not like a hangout room. It's not like where you go to get like a quick snack on your lunch break and maybe watch a quick episode of like Housewives or something. It's not that type of place. But the way she talks about it, you would think this was literally some type of retreat. It's wild. We had a little posse. You're at a psych ward.
A lot. We were in the seclusion room, which has a bunch of bean bags. And when I'm in that ward, they have to basically I basically get this like big recliner on wheels that I get to like roll around, take it.
Okay, I just want to make sure I catch this. Thank you for correcting me. Busted can of biscuits. Busted can of biscuits. Sorry. No, it's not, Charlie. It's for people to calm down and get away to decompress. Thank you. Thank you. I knew it was to get away. I just wasn't sure what happens there. Keep in mind, guys, I'm very unfamiliar and I'm very ignorant on the topic. Please feel free to correct me in chat. If I say anything wrong, please correct me. I don't want to spread misinformation. I'm trying to learn as I go with certain things. But one thing I don't need to learn is how to drag this entitled, disrespectful bitch. But thank you so much, Busted Can of Biscuits. Thank you, boo.
All the rooms with me. I thought that I had lost enough weight to be able to like sit in the chairs that they have in the cafeteria and stuff. I guess not. I thought it was 500, but I guess it might have been 400 or 450. I'm not sure. I didn't get to fact check.
Let me tell you something. I'm very straightforward, but there's certain things I will not say on this platform. If I'm too fucking big to sit on certain chairs at the psych ward, to the point that she will say soon that there had to be a special recliner for her to use, y'all not gonna hear that. To be real, I'm not coming up here to talk about my adventures at the psych ward, but yeah, I'm not gonna share that much. Sorry. At one point, she couldn't even go to the top level because it would be a liability for her to sit on that furniture. No, sorry. I am honest. I am blunt. I'm not a fucking idiot. No. Y'all will not get that sound bite of me. Sorry. Get it from somebody else, like this fool.
So it worked out for me because I got to use this really comfortable recliner, and I would roll it into the seclusion room, and all my friends would sit on the beanbag. I have so many stories to tell you guys because two of my friends, I'm gonna call them H and L on here. One of them proactively was like, "Oh, I know you mentioned you do YouTube, so like, I would love for you to like talk about my story and stuff or whatever if you want to. Like, you totally have my permission." And I was like, "Oh wow, okay, cool."
See, anyone with some sense, even though this person said, hey, you have this YouTube channel that you're more than likely talking up to be bigger than what it is, feel free to talk about my experience at the psych ward. You know what anyone with some sense, anyone with some respect would say? I appreciate that, but no, that's just not something for the internet. I've been on the internet long enough Please protect your peace. And I don't want you tapping into my channel to ever hear me talking about your personal stuff. Baby, I'm not even going to go up there and talk about my personal stuff. That is not what my channel is about, but I appreciate you. There are people you will find who are like that. Like, oh, you have this channel. Like, I've literally had family members say, oh, can I react with you? And you know what I said? No, absolutely not. I'm going to protect you. No, trust me. I've seen enough. I've been through enough. There's no way in hell I would ever allow you to come near my platform. You can't even type in chat. How about that? How about that? And this excited Rosie to the point that she's like, look, I made these friends, guys, and they might come on my channel soon. What, you gonna do a psych ward Q&A? A past trauma Q&A? Rosie is weird. Really, really weird.
After she said that, I asked Elle, and Elle said that she was really actually happy I asked because she wants people to know her story and stuff. But I'm not going to talk about other people's stories, probably super in depth on the live, but like definitely my book and stuff. Oh yeah, actually,
I actually want to read this comment from Valentina. My stays at psych units have always been somewhat traumatic. I've had to dip on some of our shows because the fighting, etc., sends me back to them times. Rosie's such a piece of shit. It's not a vacation. Privileged piece of shit. Exactly. Exactly. The way she talks about this, you would never think she's referring to a psych ward. She like glamorizes this. It's weird.
one day y'all might meet H, because she and I.
Why would anyone need to meet H, someone you just were at a psych ward with? I don't know what aftercare looks like when it comes to a psych ward. I don't know what those steps look like, but chances are that's what they need to focus on. Not coming on the channel of some random bitch they just met. Someone who wanted to create a clique like the Avengers the psych ward Avengers or some shit. What is that? It's weird.
Clicked like this instantly. We actually, so if you know my stalker story, she's survived a sociopathic narcissist as well. And so,
well, hopefully she survived Rosie, because that's what it sounds like.
her stories. Wow. And she escaped back to this area from basically being kidnapped for a year, and came straight to the hospital. So, yeah.
And why do we need to know that? Genuinely, why do we need to know that? That's the reason for the title of the stream. Journal. Find a friend, a safe space, not strangers on the internet. That was no one's business. I don't know who these patients were, and I'm hoping they never actually ended up on Rosie's channel, because again, there's a lot I have to still go through and circle back to. That's no one's business.
I have so many stories to tell you guys. And I don't even know if I'll get into all of them here in the live, but I don't like to cut my bracelet off until
because it's a badge of honor. It's a badge of honor. She doesn't want to cut it off until it starts to stink and rot, like her hair and her folds.
The next day or a couple days later. And we were all talking about it in the seclusion room because I brought that up. And they were like, yeah, I don't want to, because I think I've only been a total of 3 times in my life. The first time I cut it off, I think immediately, because that was the really traumatic incident.
It's the way she says that so casually. And before I say this, I don't want to shame anyone who's had to seek the same type of help, even if you had to go multiple times. I, in no way, for anyone in chat, anyone watching this during playback, that's no shame to you. It's just the way she expresses that with so much joy. Like, oh yeah, I went 3 times. Like, it's so odd to me. And before we continue, I actually want to find this comment here, but oh, okay. Thank you. So Scarletter, I'm looking for your comment, but I just wanted to welcome Scarletter. Scarletter is actually one of the creators that I have linked in the description. When I tell y'all, if you are interested in Rosie, want to learn more about Rosie, please check out Scarletter. She's linked in the description. I listed Scarletter and Aren't You Exhausted? Because I'm trying to get caught up with Rosie. Even yesterday, I popped into Scarletter's live stream learning stuff. There's a lot to learn about Rosie. And Scarletter has been helping me out. Nikki T, who's in chat, has been helping me out. At the end of the day, when it comes to these lores, it takes a team. It takes a team. So even though she is linked in the description, can one of my mods please drop Scarletter's channel in chat? I'd really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's get back.
But the last time I went to this hospital, I kept it on for a couple days because I don't know, it was like comforting in a weird way, and that's what we all talked about. And she said the same thing, because Elle has like some really extreme symptoms. Like I won't even get into this on this live because it's gonna be so triggering.
Or just don't get into any of it. Just a thought.
But and yeah, the amount of characters that I met these past 10 days, fucking crazy. So did I get to pick to leave when I leave? More or less, yes. About day 3 or 4 was when me and Dr. Y got into a very loud verbal conflict because he's a dumbass and I was correct, and he...
Bitch, do you feel no shame? The doctor was a dumbass coming from a 500-pound patient that barely got their GED? Are we sure this is the sentence we want coming out of our mouths right now? I'm not saying doctors are perfect. I'm not saying they don't make any mistakes. I'm not saying they're not flawed. But it's the nerve. What? When she said this, I said, am I hearing this correctly? The doctor is a dumbass. She got into it with the doctor because the doctor is a dumbass. The way I could never. I want to remind y'all what I've been saying pretty much for years. If there's one thing they gonna have is what? The audacity. The audacity.
Apologize 2 or 3 times. Yes. Perfect. That works for me.
Anything else?
The voice in the background that you hear is actually Rosie's dad. I believe he was back in town for either a few weeks or a few months. For those who don't know, Rosie's parents work overseas. So she actually stays at the house with her brother, the brother that works and holds down a traditional job, that brother. So they work overseas in Norway, I believe it is. So hearing him in the background in this way is actually not very common these days because he's back overseas. So that's who you hear. So that's who she's talking to. Her dad.
No. No, my iPad's covered. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm hurt. So basically,
you could tell that her parents more than likely cater to her when they're home. This grown 30-something-year-old adult, they cater to her.
So I've talked about being on 10X, and that was like that in the Ativan that I had just recently gotten prescribed before I went to the hospital, where like I think I had a script that I think I stopped it before I went to the hospital. And so basically my Ativan got upped. Dr. Y brought it all the way up to 2 milligrams, which was too much. Dr. Y was an asshole. We'll get to Dr. Y in a minute. But I got to see Dr. E again. If you've been following me and like...
Did she ever listen back to the stream to see how she came off? Maybe I'm the problem because I don't get it. I don't get it.
My journey and stuff with all that. Dr. E was the guy who diagnosed me with MDD, like the correct diagnosis. Yeah, so overall the hospital stay was good.
The retreat?
It was a roller coaster. But definitely not, I would say, like, not bad, but definitely a roller coaster.
Well, it doesn't sound like it was good, seeing though that she's going to go on to explain how many people she cursed out and how out of control she was. So I guess we have different definitions of good.
Which, when you're in a psych ward, it tends to come with the territory. I thought I would be able to get figured out outpatient. It just didn't work out that way. Yeah, I had a really traumatic experience at a mental hospital.
Please remember she said this. She had a really traumatic experience, and she goes on to possibly traumatize another patient that's there. Keep in mind she said this.
The one that I went to twice is incredible. Honest to God, especially because of the doctor, Dr. E. Amazing. So, but this hospital, like, all the staff is like trauma informed trained. There were some spicy staff that needed to get some attitude checks. Is the psych ward similar to prison, or do you get more freedom? Whew. So when I was at Anchor in College Park, Georgia, that was a prison. That was straight up prison. That was super traumatic and really a horrific experience. Um, my dad actually was previously an EMT, so yeah, he probably would make a great lifeguard. Um,
Paramedic.
Paramedic. Is there a difference?
Yes, there's
Okay.
2 levels.
Oh, excuse me. Is the paramedic above an EMT?
Yes, EMT starts, intermediate.
Intermediate.
paramedic.
Oh, so sorry. He has top level paramedic. Okay.
So, from the sounds of it, and I know I haven't gotten that much background on Rosie's content when it comes to her parents, but from the sounds of it, it seems as though her parents have been working hard their whole life. She's probably seen this. What happened to Rosie? Because normally, right, your parents can be an influence on you if you possibly grow up seeing your parents be disciplined or like to work really hard and work for the things that they have. Sometimes, for the most part, I thought that would rub off. I mean, her brother seems to be working his ass off. What happened to Rosie? It's really odd to me. The entitlement, the just the idea that the world owes her something. It's weird. I want to get to some more of the support and then we'll get back into Rosie. Oliver, thank you so much for 30 months. Oh, you came in at the perfect time. I'm packing for my new place. Wish me luck. Also, purple is definitely your color. Thank you, boo, and good luck on the new place. Thank you for 30 months and enjoy. Remember, especially when it comes to moving, relax. Whatever you lost, you will find it again. You will find it again. Just relax and then take in the new chapter, boo. And congrats. Seriously, congrats. I know moving could be stressful, but it's a great thing most of the time. Mercury, thank you so much for the super chat. If someone is thinking of becoming a reaction channel and is morally against the use of AI, what's your recommendation for making a thumbnail? There are plenty of great people to hire. Like for my thumbnails, I actually commission someone and they're always linked in the description. Their name is Tech. I'm not saying you have to use Tech, to be clear. If you're not comfortable doing it yourself, and especially if you're just starting out, to be real, if you're just starting out, I wouldn't recommend that. When it comes to starting a YouTube channel, from the beginning, I would prefer most creators, or I would recommend you don't start spending money on certain things until your channel is monetized and you're getting an income. For my thumbnails prior to hiring Tech, I used to use PicMonkey. Look up some PicMonkey tutorials. I actually recommend them, and it's PIC monkey, so picmonkey.com, and go on YouTube, look up some tutorials, and then you'll find your own style. My thing is, I've been a creator for long enough, and I just feel like my thumbnails weren't evolving with my content, and thumbnails are really important for viewers to click on your videos. So when the time comes, then look into someone if that's okay. So you don't have to use AI. You just need patience and do it yourself. But you got it, boo. You got it. Valentina, thank you so much for 8 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mother is mothering. Rosie is the most tiring type of patient. I hated that attention-seeking hoe from the jump. Biggie, diabetes o'clock. Thank you. Speaking of diabetes, and Valentina, thank you for 8 months. Speaking of diabetes, we're going to talk about that ice cream. If you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. Because I could never. But we'll get to that. And thank you again, Valentina. V the baddest, thank you so much for 2 months at work right now, and my coworker is annoying me. Can I get a you got this from for some strength? Love this community. Hold on. V the baddest, and I hope I'm saying your name right. You got this. Don't even let them get to you. Hold your head up, keep doing your job, and remember, you're gonna walk out that door and you'll be just fine. They're gonna be miserable. Make me proud and follow up. Thank you, boo. Anthony, oh no, Kitty, sorry. Anthro Kitty, sorry about that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Rosie volunteering to stay 7 days in the psych ward due to pills she could simply stop taking. For her, girl interrupted story arc is wild. Looking tall. Thank you, boo. I appreciate you. Speaking of voluntary, when we watch the stream and we continue going through everything, pay attention to how many times she emphasizes the voluntary part. I think she believed there was some type of hierarchy while she was there, and she somehow was better than the other patients. Pay close attention to how many times she emphasizes that she was there voluntarily. And speaking of height, today's height of the day is 6'3". And I don't want to hear nothing in chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, boo. K Buns, thank you, thank you, thank you, boo. The most important thing to remember is that the tattoo says Applebee's and Scarletter needs an eye exam. I've been catching what y'all doing. I don't want no parts. I don't want no parts. Scar, nope, no parts. But I have to agree. We'll just go with that for now. Yeah, the tattoo says Applebee's, but I can't agree with the Scar part yet. I gotta kind of build a rapport with Scar before we start doing that. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you, boo, and thank you again for this recommendation. Check please. Thank you so much for 2 months. Not our 6'4". I'm sorry, I said 6'4". Let me get my inches back. Not our 6'11" queen modeling accountability for the girls. Thank you, boo. I appreciate you and thank you for 2 months. Amber, thank you so much for the super chat. As someone who has worked in a mental health hospital, her utter glee about this is concerning. She's acting like she went on vacation. Truly. It's weird. And she probably will never see it that way. She won't. And thank you again, boo. Thank you so much for the super chat. Ari, my boo. Hi, Charlie. Still sick. Doctor has no idea. Got a pumpkin spice latte as compensation. Love you. Just remember to keep rested, keep the lights dim, stay hydrated, and just follow doctor's orders. I will follow up with you this week because if anything, I understand what you're going through. I definitely do. Just remember to please try to stay rested. All right, guys, I'm going to get to the remaining support afterwards. I'm going to get right back into Rosie and her disrespectful ass.
He was also a hobo clown. Fun fact. And a corpsman in the Navy. And he does tech stuff that he's explained to me a million times. I don't fucking get it. After I made the video, I went to the ER. This is a different kind of video. I don't even know.
By the way, a couple of days prior, she made sure to upload a video letting everyone know she was going to the psych ward. Like I don't know, she wanted a whole storyline and arc out of this. She probably wanted to make a series out of this. This is just like a short clip just to show you what she talked about.
If I'll be editing it or not, because it's the morning of August 11th. And I'm gonna cut to the chase. The short of it is, yesterday it was determined that it's in my best interest that I go back to the hospital. So I'm gonna be gone. I don't know for how long. I have a gut feeling that it might be longer than the last time.
And they kept me for like 28 hours. That was so annoying. But I knew I wanted to go to one hospital and I wanted to bed in that hospital. So the part that got really annoying is they kept telling me like, oh, you're gonna go like 10-20 minutes, and then 3 hours would pass, and that when you like aren't allowed to have your phone, they wouldn't even let me have my markers that I brought to color with. They wouldn't let me have anything. They wouldn't.
Well, they're not her personal assistants. She's at the hospital to then go to a psych ward. I mean, what did she want? Did she want a certain type of, pillow as well? This is weird.
Even give me like, this is called a squiggle pen. If you've never been to a psych ward, this is called a squiggle pen. I love these things. You have to they're finicky. You have to work with them, but basically, they're like, it's like if you look closely at the tip, it's like a blunt ended pen, and it's completely like bendable, soft plastic.
When I tell you Rosie can find anything to complain about, if she can find it, she will complain. And she will make up scenarios, she'll make up situations if she can. That's who Rosie is. Crayons. You're about to go to a psych ward. And according to her, she felt at one point some of the meds she was trying made her suicidal. What do you give a fuck about some crayons?
And they do it this way, basically to prevent people from hurting themselves. And the ER didn't have these. And the psych ward lets you have washable markers, but they don't allow colored pencils. They don't allow gel pens. They allow crayons, but I hate crayons. And the ER allowed crayons, but they gave me a crayon to write with, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work for me. I was really pissy about it. And they had no diet sodas. They would give us sodas on the weekend, but it was either Starry or Crush. And that was it.
Concrete, your comment stuck out to me. Why does she have the pen at the pool? You know, when you do something, maybe like during summer break or just any break when you're in school and you want to come back and kind of do like a show and tell for your friends, like say if you went to Disney, your parents took you to Disney and you came back with all these souvenirs and you get to school and you're just so excited to show your friends like all the things you got and talk about all the activities, all the rides. That's what this is giving. For Rosie, she went to Disney and she brought back souvenirs and she wants to show it off to you guys and tell you about all the fun things that she did. The problem is she's talking about a fucking psych ward.
Yeah, I know, though. I was the only diabetic there, and it was like so annoying because people I had an order for them to only check my blood sugar in the morning because my AC1 at its worst has been a 6.8. I don't even do insulin. I don't even check my own sugars because I have it really well managed. And I would get random nurses like being assholes about it with like ones that weren't even my nurses. Like on Ice Cream Friday, they were like, there was this random nurse and she was talking to the lady running the ice cream. And, excuse me. And I heard them talking about me and I was like, wait, what about me? What? Because I was like, I heard my name. What are y'all saying?
And what are you going to do? That's the crazy thing. She sounds ridiculous. And just a heads up, y'all, Rosie is currently live, probably still rolling around in that kitchen, doing something food related, but I'll check out whatever she's doing later on.
And then the nurse was like,
I forgot she did this. Shayna, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, she said AC1 instead of A1C. But she tries to just simply not acknowledge the fact that she's truly diabetic.
We're just saying you're the diabetic. So, and I was like, oh, well, I'm on metformin. I managed. And she was like, diabetics can't have ice cream. And I look at her and I'm like, yes, the fuck I can.
Maybe I forgot this part of Rosie's lore. Can any of you guys, especially anyone who's been watching Rosie a bit longer, can you please tell me where she got her nursing degree or her PhD? I kind of missed that part, and I'm sure it must be there for her to be speaking with that much confidence to a fucking nurse who's looking out for her health. So while you guys let me know in chat where she got the nursing degree, because clearly I missed that. That's the only way she would have this audacity.
What? And she's like, she goes, no, you can't. And I was like,
not she got her PhD at KFC. Smug and Smarty, thank you so much. She got her PhD at KFC. That makes sense. See, now y'all talking some sense. That's why she sound like this. That actually makes sense. Thank you. I just needed the clarification because I thought I was losing my mind. Thank you.
yes, I can. Because I did, they gave,
If I want it.
right, and it's like they gave everybody 2 giant scoops of ice cream, and I ate not even 1 whole scoop of it with none of the toppings.
Yep.
So it's just like, it's literally about moderation. Did I get sick? No. Am I fine? Yes. And every time I checked my blood sugar, they were so surprised at how low it was because I'm a diabetic. I'm like, yeah, it's because I'm on metformin. Anyway.
She has no self-awareness. She sounds ridiculous going on this rant. And one thing that is a bit concerning, how her dad is laughing through that. I'm not saying he should maybe confront her with the truth on live stream, because I could understand that could be a respect thing. But I have a feeling this is how he would react to her speaking this way, even if she wasn't on live stream. Your daughter is over 500 pounds. She just spent over a week in the psych ward. She's losing her mobility. She can't keep a fucking job. Please be for real. There's nothing funny about this. She's probably literally a few months and a few burgers possibly away from being bedbound. She's rolling around in the kitchen, tearing up the floors. Pay attention.
So yeah, I had to wait. It was mind-numbingly boring, and that was before my meds got more managed. And then they transferred me to the hospital, basically, like in the evening time on Saturday, and then I was in the hospital for a total of 9 days, including today. I arrived on Saturday, so none of like the director's staff, none of the higher ups were there, and so I asked about that recliner chair that I mentioned because they were really weird about me sitting on the furniture. I think it's for insurance reasons, because those chairs they make the chairs that you sit in really heavy on purpose to prevent people from throwing them at each other. And I sat on those chairs, I remember at certain points, and because they were armless, they were comfortable, like, and I felt no concern about weight restriction or whatever.
Well, part of it, I think, has to do with the fact that Rose is a bit delusional, in my opinion. And the fact that they were stopping her from sitting on that furniture. And the way she described it, it seemed as though she rolled around the facility in that recliner as well. Just imagine Rosie's big ass in a motorized recliner, just rolling around. Imagine walking down the hallway and just seeing someone at 500 pounds just speeding towards you in a recline. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Lee, she felt no concern because Rosie will never feel concerned because she feels the world should adapt around her. The world needs to fit around what she needs and her needs. Mind you, she placed herself in that body. She created the reality she lives in, but we need to adapt around her, which is wild. I'm going to get to a bit more of the support real quick. The Briar, thank you so much for 2 months. This is giving when Chantal talked about other patients at the psych hospital in a mukbang. That, keep in mind, Rosie's going to start eating in a few. Exactly. And that's what gets me. It's because for those who may not remember, Rosie literally came into this community wanting to seem so different from Amberlynn and Chantal. And she genuinely has been lining up with their behavior. And it's a hard pill to swallow. Not Dominique, thank you so much for 6 months. Hi, girl. I made it to a stream. Love you, Charlie. I've been studying super hard to make you proud since my mama is not here with us anymore. Dominique, first of all, I'm so sorry for your loss, boo. Keep doing your thing. And actually, do me a favor, Dominique. Reach out to me on Twitter. If you're in Discord, DM me. But if you're not, no problem. Reach out to me on Twitter. And just know, no matter what, I'm sure your mom was proud. And I'm proud of you as well. So can y'all show some love to Dominique in the chat, please? Keep your head up, boo, and keep doing your thing. Please keep doing your thing and follow up with me, please. Okay? Let me get some new members. Hold on. Aussie, thank you so much. Welcome to the Gold Cluster, boo. Welcome. Alrighty. Mamacita, welcome. Oh, you upgraded. I know that's right. Ready, set, EBTs. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. And welcome to Supreme. Thank you for doing your part in helping keep my Black ass off welfare. See, I love saying that. I love saying that. Some Polish chick, thank you so much for the super chat. I might be wrong for this, but the way she talks about trauma solidifies my previous belief that she never went through trauma and makes it up for fun. I believe this is the thing. Thank you for the super chat. I don't believe you can become Rosie's size without going through some sort of trauma. What I believe Rosie does is similar to what the other girls do. She exaggerates and she uses that as a way to remain a victim and make it seem as though the world owes her something. I don't believe there's no way Rosie has been through no trauma. It's just because she's such a liar, because she exaggerates, and because she embellishes, we will never truly know what that trauma was. And she has spent probably the past decade or so looking for a reason to remain a victim and get some payback through the system in a lot of ways. But while I have you guys here, let's take a quick break. I'll be right back.
Having a mental health crisis. Please, someone save me. Got a shopping cart? What the f is this? You piggy pig pig. Oink oink oink, motherfucker. Oink oink, bitches.
Do I look like a giant baby?
You ain't got enough of this fever, I know, I know. Nothing would remain and you don't wanna go, so go. Cause you're picking your pace, no time to waste. I wanna love you but life doesn't wait. You can't stay here and waste away. You need to taste every mistake, fall out and get up again and again. Again and again and again and again. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. And I'll meet you up, I'll meet you at the. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. I'll meet you up, meet you at the end. Don't you know what happens to dreams you don't follow? They crumble. You know I can't stand what you're getting so hollow. So go. Cause you're picking your pace, no time to waste. I wanna love you but life doesn't wait. You can't stay here and waste away. You need to taste every mistake, fall out and get up again and again. Again and again and again and again. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. And I'll meet you up, I'll meet you at the. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. I'll meet you up, meet you at the end.
I hope you all enjoyed that break. Before I get to a bit more of the support, I did say that there would be more edits that I would play for you guys from the very, very, very talented Heather. And if you missed the last edit, I would recommend that you check out my last stream. I specifically have it timestamps because that's how amazing that edit was. For this edit here, the reason I wanted to wait until this stream to play it is because Rosie. Rosie is the leading character for this edit. It's a short clip, but I think you will get it. Take it away.
Slow ahead. Slow ahead. I can go slow ahead. Come on down and chum some of this shit.
Oh, I don't put my head underwater. One.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
When I tell you, Heather, I do not know if you are in chat right now, but baby, Heather, where's Heather? Y'all tag Heather and throw crowns in the chat because Heather ate this up. And I want to repeat, this is all Heather's editing. Ugh. Honestly, Heather, your edits make my day. Please continue. Please continue. I beg, please continue. Do not ever stop. Let me get to some more of the support before we get back into it. Heather, there you go. You are so good at this, Heather. Thank you so much. You bring a lot to the community, baby. And these edits, thank you. All right, let's get back into this. Mickey Moons, thank you so much for the super chat. I really need her to back up. As a pan girl, I've never wanted a woman showing skin to be further from me. She always pushing her girls out. Oh, see, Mickey, wait until we revisit one of Rosie's first ever live streams. I started to edit that stream and you'll see what I'm talking about. And there was a part of me that was just like, am I going to get flagged when I cover this? It's literally half titties. Half the screen is her titties and her big ass head. And you know, there's like no neck. So it's really just a big ass head sitting on a whole bunch of titties that's shoved in your face. So just be prepared. There's a future stream of Rosie's where it's pretty much all titties. And there's not much I can do about it. Thank you for the support. Ladies Spiteful K, thank you so much for 2 months. Charlie, thank you for inspiring me on getting my skincare routine back. I'm a new mom and I've been so tired. You look incredible, girl. Listen, skincare is self-care. And if I can inspire y'all to keep taking care of yourselves, I love that. And shout out to you. Shout out to you and congrats, boo. Can we show some love to Lady Spiteful K in the chat, please? I appreciate you, boo. Sid, thank you so much for 12 months. Better than other patients is very Amber Rosie. Very, very. And there's actually a comment from the last stream, not the last stream, the video. So when I upload the pre-game edits, if I notice certain comments that you guys leave that kind of speak to me, I want to actually go over them just a bit in the stream. And you just reminded me of one comment. Give me 1 second. It's this comment here. It's this comment from Piper. It says, "Oh, another thing Rosie has in common with her bestie Amber, infuriatingly rude to medical staff. ETA. Oh, they also can't remember details at convenient moments due to memory issues. Cute." That. I was so happy when Piper clocked that because, again, a lot of parallels, a lot of similarities when it comes to Rosie, Amber, and Chantel, even though she came in here thinking she was that different. Clearly not. And thank you again, Sid, for 12 months, boo. Candy Cane, thank you so much for the super chat. Having a 5-3 day, Charlie, is live at Noah Solid 6-8. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Having a 5-3 day, Charlie. Oh, hold on. Having a 5-3 day. Charlie is live now, a solid 6-8. Period. Sorry, I apologize. I know sometimes I can't read. Thank you, boo. I appreciate you. Olivia Batty Benson. You know I love your name. Thank you so much for the super chat. You know Rosie wasn't commiserating with the other patients, but one upping them. Also, my mom's is home and I miss my man's is home and I miss him. Oh, he went back home. It's okay. It's okay. Y'all will get back together again. But I hope you had a great visit. A really good visit. Thank you, boo. Amelia, thank you so much for 28 months. And the only reason I know to say Amelia is because I remember the username. But thank you again for 28 months, boo. And by the way, the artwork you've been posting in Discord, beautiful. What does hold on. Why does even her low BMI voice sound fat? Anyways, love you and happy to see you live. Thank you, Boo. And I'm happy you're able to catch me because I know you're one of my international viewers. Shayna, thank you for the super chat. I'm gob smacked listening to her recall this saga. Oh, we're just getting started. Actually, let me get back into it. You think you're gobsmacked now? Let me carry on. One moment. And thank you again, Boo.
They're really like in medical fields, any chairs, any equipment, like, excuse me, like for x-rays, MRIs, whatever. They're really strict about the weight limits, I think, because it's like liabilities, stuff like that, you know? And so I requested about the recliner multiple times, and everyone was just kind of like, oh, I don't know, I'm weekend stuff. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, so they were doing like meditation, and they let me in. Like all the light was were off. They were already in the middle of it, so they let me in, and I was in there for not even 5 minutes when they pulled me out.
Actually, real quick before we get back into Rosie, there is a huge announcement here, and I will get back to all the support. I just want to get to this one specifically, real quick. Queen Red. Oh my God, y'all, I finally bought my first home. Now I get to enjoy the rest of the evening with a Charlie Gold live stream. Yes, what a great day. Baby, congratulations. Please flood the chat with congratulations for Queen Red. I am so happy for you, boo. Congrats. Kick your feet up. Do whatever you got to do. Shake your ass in that house. Matter of fact, roll around in that house. You want to know why? It's your house. Oh my God. Congrats. 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 Please, y'all, flood the chat with congrats to Queen Red. This is a huge achievement. Huge, huge achievement. And I'll get to the rest of the support. I just wanted to make sure I locked in on that one immediately. Amazing.
And one of the nurses, who was one of the ones that had like intermittent attitude problems, was just kind of like, she just told me like very bluntly, loudly out in the hallway, where like other people were around, that like I couldn't stay up there because of the weight limits of the chairs. And I was under the impression at that point that I was now within the weight limit, because from my memory, I remember being told the weight limit was 500. And between my hospitalizations, my doctor was the one who told me this. I didn't even know this. I had lost 35 pounds and I was under 500 pounds now.
Just quick update based on the last weigh-in, if we are to believe it, Rosie's back over 500. I believe she said she's 506. And again, if we are to believe that, that is her weight, even though she looks a lot heavier.
And so I was really confused, and I was like starting to get upset, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like I was up here yesterday, like, and she's like, well, you shouldn't have been, blah, blah, blah. And then she, unfortunately, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she was just really curt, really rude. And like, it caused me to just like fully like, I was just like, fuck this shit. Like, I spent the entire day in bed. And slept. In fact,
that's interesting. It sounds like her day-to-day out of the psych ward. That's not different from what she does now. For the most part, when Rosie goes live, it looks as though she just woke up and went live. Between, fetching the DoorDash orders and rotting in bed, or maybe bothering her. No, thankfully her brother's at work. I take that back. It's not like she's using the pool. It's not like she's going on a walk, especially since the scooter or the walker that the viewer bought is still in the box. It hasn't been unpackaged. She hasn't put it together. I think she's waiting for the perfect time. I don't know when that would be, but it's great weather, even though it is raining today in my area. But for the most part, it's been beautiful, beautiful weather in Florida, and she hasn't put it to use.
Most of the time I was in geriatric, that's what I did. I slept like anywhere between 14 to 16 hours a day because, let me be so real, I can't think of a more depressing place than a geriatric psych ward.
Um, it's a psych ward. It's a psych ward, not an amusement park.
The first day of in the geriatric ward, I met this guy. I'll call him C. I don't want to use anyone's real first names. I don't think it's respectful. He was probably like in his 70s. He Baker acted himself because
By the way, I actually don't know why she keeps saying geriatric again. I'm not familiar with different things happening in psych wards. I don't know why she keeps saying geriatric. I'm assuming she just means where the adults are versus maybe a section for, younger people like kids or something. I don't know why she keeps saying geriatric. I actually don't know unless I completely misunderstood that. If anyone is familiar, you can fill me in and some people in chat. Oh, you think she means like general psych? I don't know. I don't know. Goodbye, Kyle. Goodbye, Kyle. Exactly. Depression in a psych ward. Who knew that? Let's get back into it.
he was being evicted and he didn't know what else to do. And he's not an ex-veteran, but he was a contractor in Kuwaiti during like the war in the 90s, I think he said. I don't remember the specific one. And he was telling me stories about how he was, going around and getting all the bombs out of the sand and everything. And he had been an engineer for years and years. And then he had his own like home assessing business. So I forget the term he used. It's like, when you're like assessing the cost of homes or whatever, and his business eventually.
Okay, thank you for this dastardly. Geriatric units are set up with lifts, immobilized. Oh, bedridden. Oh, okay, so it's due. Got it. It's due to her size. That's why she specifically would be in the geriatric. Got it. Thank you. Thank you. See, learning as we go. Learning as we go.
Tanked during COVID and everything, and he like lost everything. And thankfully, a day or like the next like 2 or 3 days in of me being there, when he was being discharged, like when he was basically being forced to leave, last second something came in clutch and he had somewhere to go. Thank God. I was so worried about him because he had a lot of health problems. Like he was just old, he was just had degenerating health going on. And
I wonder if Rosie knows while she's talking about these older patients, because you'll notice she talks about a few older patients. I wonder if she knows, due to her health and how much she's ignoring it, she may not even see their age. That's the truth. And I'm not saying that because I wish death upon her. It's the truth. We don't see too many 500-pound 65-year-olds, 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds. So, yeah.
he was just one of those people that like worked his whole life, did the things you're supposed to do type person, and just fell into a series of, bad decisions and like business wise or whatever. And it's just one of those like situations that I really like kind of stuck with me. And
Well, this was in 2023. Seeing that this patient worked hard, did all these things, it clearly didn't stick with her because in 2025, she's still a jobless bum and doing a lot of the same things. So none of this stuck with her.
there was like a lot of that. And there was never like my first time around when I stayed in geriatric ward the first time. There were a couple of the patients in the geriatric ward that I like did connect with and stuff. That didn't really happen this time. But I was working with a new doctor when I was down there. His name, I'll call him Dr. Y. I did not like his style. He was not nearly as educated. He was not nearly as good by any stretch of the imagination as Dr. E. He didn't have a great bedside manner. And my biggest gripe with him was he didn't ask questions. He wasn't very exploratory beyond like
He didn't coddle her. He didn't push to have all the different diagnoses that she wanted. She didn't get catered to. All I hear is entitlement. And all I hear is Rosie expected some type of special treatment at a psych ward. These are doctors, these are nurses, these are vulnerable patients. We don't know where their mental health is. She wasn't supposed to receive some like treatment as if she's at some type of resort. These are not butlers. It's so weird. I don't know why she thought or why she would even have this type of expectation, seeing that this is the third time. That's wild.
the first 1 or 2 sessions, like when he was like asking the basic stuff and like he originally put me on Wellbutrin and we went with the 150 extended release. A couple days in, I started experiencing really severe chest pains. It happened kind of suddenly because it happened the day that they lost an entire outfit of mine. They lost like an entire, like one of my favorite nightgowns. I'm so pissed about it, y'all. Ugh, I have such an emotional attachment to these specific nightgowns that I have. You've probably seen me in them, like they're the solid colored ones. It was my purple one. It was the same color as their hospital nightgowns, so it's gone in the ether. And they lost one of my purple and black tie-dye shorts. I had 2 pairs. They lost one of them, and I really love those shorts. It's fine. So that situation definitely brought up my stress, right? Because I was mad, and I wasn't yelling at anybody. I wasn't like freaking out, but I was upset.
I find that hard to believe because we witnessed what it looks like when Rosie loses something. Based on her tone, based on all the events that she ends up sharing, I find it hard to believe she also was an explosive over the nightgown or nightgowns going missing. Just a reminder of what it looks like for Rosie, a grown adult, to somehow lose a crock pot.
What did I do with the Instant Pot? Ooh, I'm getting irritable. What the fuck did I do with it? Oh, I'm getting pissed. Oh no 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 no.
This is an adult, everyone. I would like to remind you, this is an adult.
Oh, it's a whole saga, Nikki.
So does anyone actually believe Rosie did not explode or that staff didn't have to pay because her clothes were missing? And it's not to say I wouldn't be irritated if I lost my clothes. Clearly, I would be like, damn, like what happened? But I can almost guarantee you the reaction did not match what actually happened because it's Rosie. I want to just get to a bit more of the support. Just Jamie, thank you so much for the super chat. Do we believe Rosie would be going back to her favorite resort these days if she still had free access? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm surprised she hasn't gotten to that point yet. Especially with the most recent bullshit that she recently that she said about Zach, mental health and decline I could see being in the future since she treats them like these resorts or these quick getaways, which who is paying for, by the way? That's the real question. Maddie, thank you so much for the super chat. Third try, but apparently I'm too mean. She wouldn't make it as my roomie in this ward. Oh, sorry, in the ward. Her snacks would disappear. Baby, the truth is, I wouldn't be surprised if she was eating somebody else's snacks. Remember how Chantel, I think, was asking whoever her roomie was for their food? I wouldn't be surprised. And we're going to go on to hear how she complains about the food. And then I believe she took a trip somewhere else. I think maybe to the ER or something like that. And she was just so happy at the amount of food. Very food centered, even when her mental health is where she claims it is. And thank you again, Boo. Chucklefuck, thank you so much. When you say MD, she thought it meant McDonald's. Clearly. Now that I could understand the confidence, the expertise, not medical. Thank you, Chucklefuck. Thank you, Rockstar. I feel like I'm gonna mess up your name. Thank you for the super chat. I say this as a T2 diabetic, sorry. While it's nothing to be ashamed of, it's also not something to be proud of either, especially not if you're in your 500s. It's interesting to see the things she's proud of and the things she'll make excuses for, which explains why she's in the position and living in the body that she's living in. Thank you, Boo. Wild why do I feel like Cosmia? Sorry. Oh, by the way, guys, YouTube is still doing the handle thing. I don't know if you guys know that, but they're still doing the handle thing, unfortunately. Thank you for 36 months. At break, we could watch Harrison enter the villa. Oh, speaking of that, after the stream, I should have said at the top of the stream, we're still catching up on Sunday Mess, seeing that Zeus was down all night. We'll still be catching up on Sunday Mess after the stream in Discord. So if you're not in Discord, get in there. But y'all, tell me why we were watching Love Island. And we're going back because I'm still new to the whole franchise. And we're on season 6. And we're at the episode where there's this tall drink of water by the name of Harrison walks in. I am happy. I start sitting up straight. Do you know I was getting dragged in Discord? No one saw the vision. And he might be an asshole. I don't know. This is a new person. He might be a complete asshole. So I'm just going based on looks. And yes, he needs a haircut. There's a few things we could work on. But that tall drink of water, and it was me and Sounds Like You Problem fighting for our lives in Discord. Please, y'all, Google Harrison from Love Island, USA. Please see the vision. And before I get in Discord later, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We can argue if you want to. I don't want to hear it. Harrison is fine. Charlie and Harrison sitting in a tree. Okay, let me continue. Sorry. Fuckle Chuck. Thank you so much for 5 months. Shut the fuck up. I'm going as Jaws for Halloween. See, Heather? Look at that. Perfect. And thank you so much for 5 months, boo. K, the way my fiance is cracking up at the break. Enjoy. That's how we bond around here. See? Y'all see that? See that? That's the appreciation I like. Thank you, boo. Queen, once again, congrats, boo. Congrats. You deserve to hear that 2 times, 3 times, 10 times. Congrats, boo. And I hope you enjoy every bit of that home. Amen. Thank you so much for 49 months. 49 months strong. Here's to many more. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're one of my longest standing members. Thank you. Sharts, thank you so much for 7 months. Respectfully, you're my auntie. Period. You know, I'm internet auntie to a few people. So shout out to you and thank you for always being here. I appreciate you, boo. Lena, thank you so much. Thanks for dragging her. She is so What is an ex-veteran? I'm typically replay gang. Face card never declines, ma'am. Well, thank you for catching me in real time. I appreciate you. And Rosie doesn't think before she speaks. That's truly what it is. And I could only imagine the bullshit she's doing right now on stream. Even though yesterday's stream was kind of boring, but there is a few question marks from yesterday's stream that might have me revisit the Jeff saga. And if y'all was around when I covered that bullshit with Jeff, buckle back in because I think Jeff is entering the picture again based on some of the hints that I heard. And that's wild if that's the case. Olivia, thank you so much for the super chat, boo. Her being in geriatric ward while they're preparing her bed took space from very true. Took space from an older or disabled person who needed it and not treating it as a vacation. Very valid. I didn't even think of that. And Doesn't care. She'll take up all the space needed as long as she gets special treatment. And thank you again, Boo. Very good point. Swery, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. Tell me you hear Bobby Hill. I've heard that comparison before. I see it. I see it. And to the artists in the community, do your thing. Thank you, Boo. I'll get to the remaining support. Let's get back into Rosie.
Oh my god, it was some horse shit. It's one of the so they have a certain protocol that the nurses are. You're supposed to like give them They have like these brown paper bags. You're supposed to put the clothes in them, and then you give it to the tech, the patient care tech, not the nurse. But I think so. I came into my room after how the cleaners came in, and I had my clothes in one of those brown bags. Someone took my clothes out of the brown bag and like either at my door or like out of my room at some point. They like took them out of the bag without me asking. They're not supposed to touch our clothes unless we tell them to. So someone broke protocol, and then I wrote a grievance form about it because like fuck that. And the director told me that they weren't going to compensate me and that she looked at the cameras and she didn't see anyone leaving with anything, so she couldn't do anything about it. And so I refused to sign it. I'm supposed to be getting a call back about it, because she took it up to the next level because, as someone of my size, like my clothes are not cheap. I can't just like go run and grab a nightgown for $10. You know what I mean? Like with shipping costs, for the value of those clothes.
With the amount of money that Rosie spends on food, she can more than afford new clothes. Again, I'm not saying it wouldn't be irritating or annoying. I definitely understand that situation being a bit frustrating. Of course, you went in there with clothes. You would like to leave with the clothes you came with. But please, let me be very clear, especially when it comes to morbidly obese people, speaking as someone who's morbidly obese. There are a lot of things we can afford, but we put it towards food. She can more than afford some new bedding, because that's what she's wearing, or some new curtains, because again, that's what she's wearing. It's not even clothes, it's drapes. Please.
Literally about $100. So the next day, I come back in the like late, because I wasn't in the ER too long. I was super hyped though because they had chocolate pudding packs and like really good turkey sandwiches, better than.
I don't think I need to say anything at this point. Just take it in. And I want to point out, this is the happiest that you will hear Rosie when it comes to her experience at the psych ward, speaking about this food right here.
In the other hospital, so I was like, yes. So I ate there for that instead of my snack, because they have like snack time with different meat sandwiches and stuff at night in the hospital that I was staying at. But they actually like put a decent amount of meat on the sandwich and everything, so I was like lit. But then so I came back. Next morning is when I talked to Dr. Y. This man walks into my room the day after I got back from the ER, doesn't ask me a single question, and goes, well, I'm going to go ahead and discharge you today. And I was like, huh? So
before we get into this ridiculous confrontation, I just want to read this comment here. Pat Ray said, funny we're hearing about the efforts to get some money out of that, but nothing about the work she's doing to come out of her crisis. Exactly. And reintegrate into life. Very true. Or has anyone heard about Rosie actively being in therapy today? I know she brought it up recently. And one thing about Rosie, she overshares and she's going to talk about it. If she's not talking about it, it's because she's not doing it. It seems like not much has changed.
He didn't, and this is like, or like, I was like, this was 95% his fault. The 5% of my fault was I didn't leave.
Imagine saying this is 95% the doctor's fault and just 5% her fault. Today, we're going to we're not gonna do it. Go ahead, Rosie.
With the Wellbutrin, the first thing I said was, I'm not leaving until I figure out what's going on with my clothes. And as soon as I started to keep talking, he cut me off and he was just like, that's not my problem. And he was going on and on. You guys know my memory loss. I wish I could like recall the exact conversation better than I currently can.
That's interesting because she seems to remember every single time she cursed somebody out, and it was multiple times.
But we were like, I was trying to talk and he kept talking over me and talking louder than me, and just like, well, and then I was like, I'm not ready to go home. And he goes, well, I'm discharging you. And he stormed out of my room. So y'all, I whipped my ass out of bed so fast, and when I say I screamed, I was like, doctor, in his name. And all the staff kind of, because like there's like not a ton of staff in that ward, because they're up to 5 patients in that ward. I think it's up to like 15 or 20 in the adult ward. And he stopped because we were not done speaking, and I was pissed at.
And who the fuck is Rosie to tell a doctor when they're done speaking or not? That is wild. That she sat on this platform to say this and not even consider how she comes off. If it was time for her to be discharged, according to the doctor, according to the nurses, whatever testing they did, however this process works, it was time for her to go home. We were not done speaking, bitch. Another reason I know I couldn't make it in the medical field. No, nope. You have lost your fucking mind. I would have read that bitch all the way down.
How he was treating me. So while I'm experiencing chest pain, super heightened anxiety, which was the other side effect I was having from the Wellbutrin, and all of that, I had to have a verbal altercation with my doctor in the hallway. And when we were talking, I was like, we were just like, he was just trying to justify why he wanted to discharge me. And I'm like, I went to the ER yesterday, asshole. Like, what?
I know I'm getting repetitive, but the asshole that Rosie is referring to is the doctor.
What? And I told him, I think the chest pain's from the Wellbutrin. Like, I need to talk to you about this. Like, I'm not in a place to go back home. Like,
are real officers here now?
I just wanted to connect this to the J-Bay situation. And for the viewer who said Rosie is a Timu version of J-Bay, you are accurate. Thank you for that comment. Because this was J-Bay, who felt she wasn't cleared enough to go wherever she needed to go, which was her wanting to be arrested. And the icon, the doctor, the one who spent years studying, getting their degree, came out, checked J-Bay for about 5 seconds and cleared her ass. That's what I wanted Rosie's doctor to do. Look at her while she throws that tantrum and says, no, bitch, you're ready to go. Goodbye.
No, doctor.
Oh my God, I'm not doing well at all, doctor. These people are trying to hurt me. I was trying to seek refuge here, love. I'm having a mental health crisis.
Okay.
Yeah, I need help immediately.
Okay.
All the evidence they just tried to destroy.
Okay. She's
Yeah.
medically cleared. I'll get her ready. Thank you, Doc. Okay.
that's what.
That doctor said, take her away. She's fine. Take her the fuck away. She is more than okay. And for anyone pointing out that this was voluntary, thank you for that reminder. That's another reason it was fine for Rosie to be discharged. It was voluntary. She was treating it as some Airbnb or bed and breakfast. It's fucking weird. Very sad. Sounds like a you problem. Thank you so much for the super chat. We were windmilling for our lives. I know. Please tie your hair up tonight, boo. Put on some Vaseline and put on some Timbs. I think it's gonna be another one of them nights, because Harrison is ours. We understand. What's understood don't have to be explained, even though I feel like we did a lot of explaining. Thank you, boo. Tracy, thank you so much for 4 months. How's she gonna say he wasn't that educated? To a doctor. I just want to keep emphasizing that to a doctor. That's wild to me. That was wild. And she kept saying it. Thank you so much, Lincoln. Thank you. Newbie here. Love your relationship with the community and your fiery response to Rose's BS about ZM. Much love. No problem, boo. Thank you for being here. Welcome. And there will be more to come, especially since Rosie knows to pipe down a bit now. You know, for those who don't know, when Rosie went live last, it was toned down. And of course, she's not going to address anything because she didn't learn anything. No shock. Similar to Amberlynn and Chantel. Summer Rosie. Oh, I'm so sorry for that second part of your name, boo boo. But Summer Rosie. Thank you for the super chat. Oh my God, just closed on my first house at 25. Thanks to Charlie and chat for getting me through this year. Love this community, even as a silent viewer. Shout out to you. Congrats. Y'all, congratulate Summer Rosie in the chat and ignore the Rosie part. This is our Rosie, a good Rosie, not the other one. And shout outs to you. Congrats. That is a huge accomplishment. Please pat yourself on the back and celebrate. Celebrate. This was not anything small. For you, Summer Rosie, Queen Red, please celebrate yourselves. Huge achievement. I love that for y'all. And I genuinely love hearing of all your achievements, whether it be buying a home, getting that degree, getting married, because I know that's what some of you guys are working towards. So keep doing your thing. And if this continues to be a distraction, just make sure it's that, a short distraction or something to get you by. Stick to them goals. Sounds like a you problem. Thank you. It's giving JLB. When I tell you the side-by-sides when it comes to that situation, thank you, boo. Trash, thank you so much for 8 months. Ask and you shall receive. Check the girls tab in Discord, please, and thank you, Queen. Okay, let me check it real quick. You said the girls tab. Hold on. 1 second, y'all. Oh my God. I'm going to put Rosie on and I'm going to get this over to my Mac. Actually, let me get through some of this. Trash, thank you. For everybody in Discord, get in the girls thread now. Oh my God. Okay. Focus. I'm in shock. Thank you. That's what I knew. Artists work fast around here. Fauntleroy, thank you so much, boo. Now paging doctor won't take your shit to geriatric psychotherapy. Thank you. Thank you, boo. Thank you. Can you believe this, Fauntleroy? And can you believe this was still on her channel? Like, there's a lot of gems still on her channel. For someone, and thank you again, boo, for someone who wanted the attention of this space that badly, why would you keep this on your channel? I thank you, though. Anal, thank you so much, boo. Thank you for 9 months. Rosie, Nurse Charlie beat me with the sandwich. The way and again, no one actually does this. This is just hypothetical. Again, I would never be in the medical field. I know I don't have the temperament, even though I'm a caring person. There's certain things I know I mentally cannot deal with, because I would have played Minecraft with Rosie, with a sandwich, with a bag of chips, and them heavy ass chairs you talk about. When you upset, them heavy ass chairs feel light as a fucking feather. If you run out running after me, yelling at me after I spent years on top of years making sure that I could take care of patients, I promise you, I would have tripped that bitch. Just a little kick on the back of the knees, that bitch would have went down. You know she got weak ass knees. And again, I'm referring to a video game, not actual violence. Just a quick video game, just in the back of the knees. Timber, big ass. Okay, let me play Rosie and get this edit over to y'all.
When a whole new saga began, because I mainly slept through most of the groups down when I was downstairs, because the geriatric groups are very rudimentary, and I don't mean that to be judgmental, but I've been in therapy for so long in my life and I've done so much therapeutic work. They're just like, what is depression? This is depression. This is how you know you have depression. And I'm like, oh my God, please.
So she was even too good for some of the groups. She knows everything about depression. Keep in mind, she's at a psych ward.
Blanking. Okay, so actually, now it's not raining. Can you hand me my bag, please? Also,
You need a soda or anything?
I'm good on the soda, but you know what you could do? If you're feeling real helpful, if you want to heat me up the butter chicken factory meal with a fork so I can eat that poolside, that'd be lit. I walked into the TV room and that's when I met H, and there was another lady in there. And at first, me and H thought this girl had like kind of bad vibes. But later on, what we realized is I think she was just like really guarded, like super guarded. And there was experiences later on where she really opened up, and by the time she left, she was like really smiling and really happy, and like she said some really nice things to me. And we kind of just had an opportunity to like kind of open up, and we had like a specific group session.
Listen to how she pats herself on the back. Keep in mind, she said this patient came in and had bad vibes. They're at a psych ward. Was a patient supposed to come in on good vibes? They're at a psych ward. And please pay attention to how she pats herself on the back. Again, apparently she has a nursing degree. It's weird.
Where I gave her some advice and stuff, and I think that kind of caused her to, open up or whatever.
Aww.
But we kind of like talked for a little bit, and then me and H ended up connecting, and I think I like mentioned earlier in this live, H was like had like met this guy online, and they started chatting for a little bit, and she.
Before she goes into this, I just wanted to bring up Trash's amazing edit. I want to remind you the purple top that Rosie is wearing and the Bobby Hill reference that was suggested earlier. Thank you, Trash. Thank you for your hard, and very, very accurate work. Look at this masterpiece. Look at this masterpiece. Mm. Y'all, y'all work so fast. Y'all work so fast. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for this contribution. Rosie could never. I gotta save that. I actually have a folder where I collect a lot of like your artwork, and I've been continuing to collect it, and y'all always deliver. Y'all always deliver. Queen, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm a pharmacist. When I worked at CVS, there were plenty of people that act like Rosie that come in talking crazy. That's why I work in a hospital now. I could only imagine. Wait, so you have a better experience at the hospital? I'm sure you work hard no matter where. No matter where. Shout out to you, baby, because I could not. There's a lot of things I know I'm not built for. I just know I'm not. Aliciana, thank you so much for 7 months. Just wanted to say thank you for giving the entertainment I need to keep me sane at work. No problem. You guys low-key keep me sane too. I would not want to unpack this with anybody else. Could you imagine actually taking this in and having no one to talk to about it? Couldn't imagine. I don't know how Amber, Chantel, and Rosie's chat do it, especially the ones that are actual supporters. Thank you again, boo. One more time before we get back to Rosie. One more time. Look at that. I love it. Now back to Rosie.
Good to go meet up with him like an hour or two away from here for like a couple days, and she ended up basically being held captive for almost a year, and like being coerced into this relationship, like really dark stuff. I'm not in this live, I won't get too much into it, but she shared with me like what she experienced, and like, bro, I have no words. And she and I really bonded over like, because
I just want to remind you, she said she has no words, but she finds a way to tie herself into this patient's trauma. So she found the words. That's the truth. She will always find the words to bring it back to Rosie, because that's who Rosie is.
there were like, our stories are very different in like the context, the timelines, the like because mine was so much more on the internet and like hers was so in person. But like the behaviors of the R2 people and like dealing with a narcissistic sociopath was crazy, and so we bonded a lot over that. And then there was another person I mentioned, Elle. She was actually like, we didn't get to bond with her as much until a little time had passed, because she was actually like, while she was there, she reattempted.
Why is Rosie saying this? That is no one's fucking business. Based on what you just said, Elle, the patient, didn't get as close to Rosie, and I'm grateful for that. And I highly doubt she's still in contact with H. Why is that anybody's business?
If you catch my drift. And so she was on like 72-hour watch and stuff, and her story is really tragic, and she was also a victim to a narcissistic sociopath. So we literally like kind of formed a little trio bond, and like would just sit in the seclusion room and like swap trauma stories for hours. And
That is such a huge red flag. I don't know what the dynamics are and what the boundaries are or what's discussed, but I don't believe it should be normalized where they're just sitting around talking about trauma. And I'm sure Rosie led that. That is so weird. That is weird as fuck to me. Laurel, welcome to the Gold Cluster booth. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please get comfortable in the chat and use those emojis, boo. Welcome. K8, thank you so much for 5 months. I appreciate you. Her therapy speak is insufferable. Yes. Yes. It just her as a whole. Just her as a whole. And thank you again. Thank you for these 5 months. Remember, y'all, this story time ain't over. Wait.
like we got really close, and I'm gonna maybe even like hold off on a lot of stories about H, because I think y'all are gonna end up meeting H. Like I think we're really about to be like friends. So
I don't know if she ever brought H onto her channel. I don't know if they're still in contact. I really hope they're not. I really hope they lost contact.
Oh, yeah. I gotta tell y'all about S though. This woman, okay, she was like barely 5 foot tall. She's a skinny little thing. She was a lot older. She had like an injured arm. When she first came in, we were all sick of her because she was really symptomatic. So she was really not doing good. In terms of like, she was very manic.
Is Rosie sitting there in a psych ward, judging the patients coming in for help, as her fat, entitled ass is sitting in there voluntarily because she probably needed a break from life, a quick vacation where she picked up other people? It's like she went in there to collect people with trauma. That's what I feel like. You know how Chantel tries to collect men of color like infinity stones? That's how I feel Rosie is with people who have trauma, vulnerable people. How is she judging someone who is literally going there to receive help? Something that's probably going to end up adding to their trauma, unfortunately. Do y'all hear this? It is fucking weird and frustrating to hear her say this.
She was just like motor mouthing. She could not stop like trauma dumping her stories. So we literally like kind of formed a little trio bond.
I just want to make sure I emphasize what she just said because it went really fast. She said the patient who just got into the psych ward was trauma dumping her stories. How would Rosie find a way to have a problem with that? She's at a psych ward. Keep in mind, this reminder here, earlier in the stream, she said they used to sit around and trade trauma stories for hours. What I really think it is, this new patient that entered took attention away from Rosie. That's what I think it really was.
And like would just sit in the seclusion room and like swap trauma stories for hours. Yeah, I had a really traumatic experience at a mental hospital, and just being like naming, like first and last naming her ex-husband, like just like I don't want to like repeat it because a lot of it involves names and stuff, but it was at first we were kind of like okay, but she was like literally interrupting the people operating groups and like bulldozing and talking and talking. And the second day was when I set boundaries with her. I because the first day was just like we were all like kind of nervous to talk to her about it because we didn't know how she'd respond to confrontation. But
why would there be confrontation? Why does she thrive on confrontation? Someone explain to me. Why would there be a need for her to be confrontational with other patients? Keep in mind, she's going to go on and explain herself being confrontational with other patients. Rosie more than likely added trauma to those patients, especially with the one she cursed out coming up. It's disgusting. I need a second. Mercury, thank you so much for the super chat. Felt so inspired by y'all. I had you on the background while I made my first attempt with free Canva. It's in Discord. Tag me. I'll check it out when I get off of here. Thank you so much, and hope you can find interesting a Girl World channel, 100% in Spanish. Oh, if you do that, even though I don't know Spanish, if you do that, please let me know. Please let me know. I actually think that's a really cool concept. So Mercury, actually, I'm gonna tell you right here in front of everybody, I'm gonna hold you to it. Start it. I'm gonna hold you to it. And I will find you in Discord and bother you. Start it. And if you need any, advice, not saying like I'm a professional, but if you need any little advice, tag me. I got you.
But by the end of it, like spoiler alert, like she became a part of the group. Cause, that's kind of the thing is like we're all people here. We all have our stories and we all handle them differently. And a lot of us have like different diagnoses or similar ones too. There were some people that were just there for like depression, but some.
You said fork, but
Oh.
by the looks of this, you might want a spoon.
Oh, cool! Thanks, Dad. You're the best. Oh, awesome. We'll do.
See this here, now that I'm seeing it again like this is what she expected from the psych ward. The way her parents weigh on her hand and foot and enable her and really don't speak facts to her, that's what she expected from the doctors and the nurses. And unfortunately, the patients who simply went there for help. That's what she expected. Exactly that exchange that you just saw with her father is what she expected from that psych ward. It's sick. I saw Hot Wasabi is in chat. Hot Wasabi Boo, if you start tapping into them Rosie edits again, please let me know. I'm collecting a list of creators who are covering Rosie. And again, no pressure, but I know you tapped in a little bit. Please let me know. Because with Chantel returning to Canada, we don't really know what's coming. And your talent is also needed when it comes to Rosie. So I want to get a list of all type of creators, even archivers, clips, all of that. So please keep me posted if you do, and I will make sure to push it. Please. Secret Squirrel, thank you so much for 7 months. Hi, Rosie. You should not talk about things you do not understand. This is why you suck. This isn't camp or sleepover. People come to get better. That. Exactly. That. And thank you for 7 months, boo. It's just so frustrating. It's frustrating to actually see this. It's Nikki, a lot of coddling. A lot. And I never, this is my first time hearing outside of the whole grilling stream because I saw a few clips. I never really see her interact with her dad, but it's definitely a lot of coddling, and she has the expectation with the rest of the world. It's not realistic.
I think this is a keto meal. Ooh, that smells good. So before I left, like not long before I left,
Before this bitch continues, mods, please link Hot Wasabi's channel in chat. Hot Wasabi, I will update the list and add you to it. Please. I appreciate your work, please. Because this one, it needs a lot of coverage. It needs a lot of coverage.
I ordered factory meals and I was gonna make a video because I used Zachary Michael's code from his Twitch because I've been wanting to try them, and then these expire in like 2 days, so I'm gonna be like,
who did she say? Zachary Michael's code? The Zachary Michael, huh? Granted, this is from 2 years ago, but this is around the time that Rosie was still hopeful to be Zach's friend. And look at where we are today. We fast forward just a few days ago, and the same Zachary Michael whose code she was using is the same Zachary Michael she had the gall to insinuate hates obese women just because they wouldn't be her fucking friend because she's a parasocial freak who doesn't know boundaries. It's interesting she talked about boundaries with that patient when she doesn't even know what the fuck boundaries are. And when someone tries to set boundaries with her, she goes around and creates and spreads rumors about them and then turns around and says bigoted comments about them. So when she's expecting boundaries from others, learn how to take those as well. Fucking, nope, today's not that type of stream. Let's get back into Rosie. It's not. I'm gonna bring it down.
eating these. This is cauliflower rice with butter chicken. Boundaries are so important. But let me tell you what happened. So she was like going on and on, and finally at some point I was like, listen, hun, I need you to stop. No more naming, no more about this person, this person, this person, this person. And she would go on and on about like how, because she's like all about smoking her weed and stuff. And she would go on and on about suing True Leaf because she fell in January, which we didn't even find out until yesterday that this had happened in January. Because we just like, at one point I was like, do any of y'all know when she broke her neck? And they were like, no, because she wasn't wearing.
Why is that even her business? What does it matter? None of this is Rosie's business. Once again, she went in there with the wrong intentions and horrible expectations.
Wearing a neck brace. So I asked her, and that's when she told us it was in January. But anyway, she was like, she was like, you know, I tripped on a pothole, I broke my neck and hurt my arm, and I'm gonna be suing them, get my settlement, I'm gonna buy myself a house, I'm gonna buy you a house, you know. She was just going on and on. And so I was like, no more just talking about True Leaf, no more this, no more that, no more this. I can't do it anymore. I can't.
Who the fuck is this bitch? I can't do it anymore. Who assigned you to do this? Who assigned Rosie to get all this personal information to then later on come sit on her fucking platform and tell a whole bunch of strangers about people's trauma? I can't do it anymore. No one told you to do it. As a matter of fact, the things that professionals are actually asking her to do to better herself, she won't do. She's focused on doing everything and being everything that she's not. She's not a fucking medical professional. She's not a therapist. She's none of these things. She's not a doctor, a nurse, nothing. She's a fucking big ass bum who's a fucking burden on top of that. That's the truth. Just Jamie, thank you so much for the super chat. I needed that quick. Did she go in there to try to run the place? What the exactly? Imagine sitting there trying to control what's being discussed or trying to figure out what's true about a patient. It's none of her fucking business. Rosie is one of the worst people to tell your personal anything to. Don't even tell her what color nail polish you have on. Don't do it. because it can easily become content.
And then from that moment on, she like started like collecting snacks and then like peddling them out to me and like all of our friends in our little group. And we didn't ask her to. She would like get in line and get more food and then just give it to us. And like my friend H was pregnant, and that's a whole other part of it too.
Again, none of our business. None of our business.
And she was just this little spitfire. And so 2 days ago, I had a confrontation with this guy. And the day prior to that, he went ranting and raving and screaming in the hallways for 2 hours. He triggered the hell out of me. And my friend H is currently like in her trauma journey. She's like kind of where I was at 2 years ago. So she had like a full mental breakdown over it.
Is Rosie trying to imply she leaps ahead of this patient? Oh, she's where I was a couple of years. What the fuck is she talking about? Rosie is in a psych ward and somehow still sees herself as superior to these other patients.
And I was so mad. So I was telling them and all my friends, I was like, if he does this shit again tomorrow, because by the time I was ready to fucking fight, he stopped. But I was like, if he does this shit again tomorrow, I'm saying something.
Who is Rosie? She's ready to fight who? Remember Rosie said earlier that her experience in psych wards have been traumatic. And she is openly sitting here saying, if this patient says something that she doesn't like, that she's going to go in on them. That's wild.
And I sat there for a little bit and I was like, okay, I'm going to give him a minute. I'm going to give him a chance to shut the fuck up.
Y'all, I worked really hard for my platform. I'm going to try to keep my platform. Who the fuck does she think she is? Y'all hear this, right? I'm going to give him a minute to shut the... You know what? Let me let this play out because, baby, I need to keep my platform. I need to keep my platform. I need to keep my platform.
And then that's when I heard S, the little, like, in this situation, she was dead ass like a chihuahua, like a little chihuahua, because I heard her saying, like, can you please stop? Like, I'm asking you really nicely, like, please stop. And he kept going, and he started going at her. And that's when I went, all right, fuck this. I got up, and I went out in the hallway. I turned to him, and I unleashed. I've never, like, the closest thing I've ever gotten to yelling, because I don't want to get, like, are you fucking serious, you monster? Shut the fuck up and close the door. I'm not speaking to you any further. You are the one who escalated this. You are the one that has created a situation that never existed. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on, you absolute monster.
And I want to point out, remember, this is from August 21st. That clip with the Uber driver was from September 11th. Just a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks max. That behavior is normal for Rosie. So if you go back to that video where she likes to say this is not regular behavior for her, that's not true. I believe Rosie has more outbursts like this than we realize. Again, about 3 weeks apart.
And so I went off. Yeah, I had a really traumatic experience at a mental hospital. I started yelling at him, and I was telling him how, like, he was impeding on everybody else's care. Like, you know, he's triggering people. He upset my friend. You know, that people are here voluntarily. I'm here voluntarily. You're impeding on my care.
Let me rephrase that for you guys. Excuse me, patient who is here at the psych ward to get help. I'm here voluntarily, so therefore, do not mess up my experience. I know this is a psych ward, but this is a retreat for me. This is a quick getaway from my responsibilities. And again, I'm here voluntarily. Peasants like you have to be here. So pipe down. Please pipe down. Go do whatever you're doing over there and make sure you don't come over here. Me and my friends are over here kicking it, and I'm collecting their trauma so then I could then go on my YouTube channel and share with strangers online. And this is taking away focus from what I'm trying to do. I'm not here to collect you. You're a bit too much. I can't handle you. So please go over there. Stay away from me. Ill. Let's get back into it.
And then I started, and that when I said that, I got even louder. So I went from just kind of being loud to screaming. And I haven't screamed at somebody in genuinely years. And while I was screaming, I noticed the nursing staff, their initial reaction, the nurse staff and the techs, they did not expect that from me. I don't even know if they knew I was in that room because I was supposed to be down the hall in pet therapy. So when I whipped out of there, I started yelling. At first it was and then they just kind of went I'm minding my business, minding my business, and they just.
I know I'm repetitive. I just want to remind everyone, this is traumatic enough. And then you add Rosie, and she's so proud of herself.
Let me go because we were all sick of it. It was this is my first meal post-hospital, and I'm so happy about it. An apple. I'll eat an orange later. And cauliflower rice with butter chicken. Life is good. There's so much that happened.
Listen to this right here, and then the edit will pretty much be done. Listen to this part right here, please.
Okay. You're eating a BLT?
Oh, yeah.
Rude.
Kick-ass BLT.
You didn't tell me that was an option.
You have your butter chicken, baby.
I will also take a BLT. Thank you very much.
Butter it up.
Butter it up. Yeah. This was not very filling. I will say that.
I know, right?
For $13 retail, what the fuck?
I know, right?
For $6, I mean, okay. It's still not that. Rosie gives the bag hell. Oh my god. I need to go back to kickboxing. What I actually need to do is start getting my ass in this pool every single day and getting my mobility.
Even the person driving by was enough. It was enough for them. That person said, bitch, enough. This was in 2023. She wanted to start using the pool again a lot more to get her mobility back. If it's not for super chats, she's not even swimming in that pool. You see where we are today? Again, she just received a scooter or something from a viewer. So has her mobility improved over the last 2 years? It hasn't. It hasn't. Mercury, thank you, boo. Gotta be honest, till today, I didn't see the girl world appeal of Rosie, but this one is making me feel things only Chantel makes me feel. Yes, I knew it would take time, but once I saw it, I knew I had to bring it to the platform. I knew. Let's not forget, this is only the start. Rosie's lore is long. I'm not even going to get into it today because, I'll go on and on and on. And thank you, Blue. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who actually made it through this very frustrating stream. When I said that at the top of the stream, I knew what I was saying because I edited down. Within 10 minutes, I was ready to start tweeting, but I didn't. Let me just get this and then I will let you guys go. Thank you so much. Went into a psych ward, yells at someone having a psychotic episode, calls him a psycho, talks shit about him online. She is horrible and ableist. Bingo. Let me read that one more time for the people in the back. went into a psych ward, yells at someone having a psychotic episode, calls him a psycho, talks shit about him online. She's horrible and ableist. Correct. Here we are. And this is the same Rosie who was complaining about people covering J-Bay. I wonder why. I wonder why. And this is what she chose to do when she went to the psych ward. She's disgusting. And we will be tapping into her more and more. So please have your notifications on and buckle in. We are going to learn this lore front to back. And in the places I can't help, there will be creators linked in the description. Y'all, go and relax. I know I need to relax, and I'm about to watch some crazy shows with my Discord. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for taking in this frustrating stream with me. We'll be back again this week. I'll figure out what edit I put together. But in the meantime, please like the stream if you enjoyed any part of it. And please leave a comment when it is all said and done. It helps support the channel and boost me in the algorithm. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. And please, do not go out there and be Rosie. I beg.
Plan for 2025, survive. I've never in my life been told I kind of look like a young Johnny Depp. I think it's messy, that's for sure, but just like, ugh, hate being an adult. I'm gonna need to eat dinner soon. Ridiculous. Because I am who I am, God forbid I have an opinion. So, right now, I am the drama. I'm part of the drama.